Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep. I played a couple of minutes here and then the dog went completely insane and ruined the audio fidelity of the recording. So we're just gonna start a new one right here. Not much has happened except that I picked up some new rumors in town. So right now we are heading to Jelly Grotto near Cedar Caverns 3 to discover a wild, untamed fire jelly who would be fun to capture and use as a pet. We're going to... Oh, I forgot to make a chicken pot pie. We don't even have a chicken pot pie for this moss jelly. He's also in Jelly Grotto. You know what? Let's find the stairs to Jelly Grotto, and then we'll worry about the all this stuff afterward. Did we actually find those? Yes, there's totally another staircase up, down there. That's gotta be Jelly Grotto, right? Indeed it is. Okay, let's go back to town real quick, because we have to make a chicken pot pie to delight this critter here. How does one make a chicken pot pie? Well, you gotta imagine it involves some chicken. And then... This is definitely a recipe I used to know. Hold on. Food guy. Food guy, do you have any food that seems like it might be pot pie food? Not really. You can definitely get bags of flour sometimes. I'm wondering... So you make, like, the crust of a pot pie has flour, right? I think it might be chicken and flour is how you make a pot pie in this game. Well, shoot. I guess we're just not going to be able to do that one, probably? And that has a pretty okay reward. What we're really concerned about is this one, which has 182 job points on it, and this one, which rewards us a pet more than the XP. So, go into Jelly Grotto, defeat the pack of fire jellies and capture their leader, and also smash up this ruthless mold-infested vermin, and don't use your flask until the rumor is complete. I failed to notice a condition on a rumor yesterday, the one where we were supposed to feed that cave stalker the Tangledeep curry, and I'm going to endeavor not to do that again. Hey, look who it is. It's Langdon. He seems to have lost his pet. Hey, Langdon, is everything okay? Well, I came here with my pet Jelly to help get her socialized with the other slimes, but she blurped away when I wasn't looking. Now, who knows what kind of dang old trouble she's in. He emphasized the whole phrase. I'm not much one for fighting, so I can't go looking. Yeah, I got it, don't worry. It is super nice. I'm a super nice person who loves murder. I'm a super nice, very murderous person. Okay, so that guy is worthless. That's the level below trivial, even. Ah, that'll be our man. So, we have a monster mallet. I am ready to capture. It's just a matter of actually catching him alone and getting him low enough without accidentally killing him. Let's go ahead and fire off some spells here. You're the chicken pot pie loving moss jelly who we cannot satisfy even if we wanted to. We could probably also lay out a shadow scroll. I gotta when we're getting close to combat, I gotta lay these spells out a little bit earlier. The problem is, obviously, I'm trying not to commit the spell before it will actually do meaningful damage. But picking up the orbs is a big deal too. Alright, let's really quickly just eat something. Because we can't use our proper health flask until this thing is down. Oh no, I was totally given a chicken pot pie. Okay, well we'll just use that. I must have been given a chicken pot pie as part of that quest, because I don't think we had one before. Let's eat this, that'll get a nice health boost going. Try to remove some of these guys. Okay, that's bad. So we're about to get lightning struck, and we're still rooted. I don't think that Glide is going to get us out of the root, but it is worth trying at least. Oh, it totally worked. Okay, so this is the one we're supposed to capture. He's on 36% HP. Nope, he died. I hit way too hard. Well, it said he was going to be a tough pet, but it was a tough pet relative to a quest that is a little bit worthless to us, so probably not actually that big a deal. Hey, my friend, would you like this chicken pot pie that I found? Just go ahead and absorb it into yourself, I guess. He's too terrified of me to eat. And we'll wander off. There we go. I just had to give him enough room to feel safe eating the food. Okay. So we probably should at some point... Like, we have to make a decision here as to what our build is going to be in the long term, right? Strength and swiftness, obviously, are both pretty relevant to fighting with whips. If we intend to be able to switch weapon types to basically any other melee weapon, we probably want to pick up more strength. But I kind of like... Maybe we try to stick with swiftness-based weapons. I'm not sure if there are any other swiftness-based melee weapons, aside from whips. Maybe we're just making a weird dual-wielding whip character. Now let's take swiftness again. Alright, and then we should totally clear out Jelly Grotto. Oh, here's this guy. Because obviously clearing out Jelly Grotto, much like clearing out the Spiny Maze, is going to give us a little bit of a payout. Also, we gotta help Langdon find his pet slime. Okay, essential monster oils. I don't actually even know what that is. And here's Langdon's pet. Okay, she seems excited to know that she is loved and missed in the world. And hey, who among us wouldn't be? Can you even imagine? Okay, that was easy enough. Zookeeper's hide armor. Well, I can guess what that might do. Making sure we didn't miss any chests or anything here. Alright, Zookeeper's armor. Exactly how powerful is it? Take minus 1% damage per summoned creature you control. Okay, that's pretty good for certain jobs, not so much for us. We also have some job points here. We have Muse of Melee already. I'm wondering, do we want to just cap out? Getting Inkstorm to deal plus 20... Yeah, honestly, Scrolls and Inkstorm dealing the bonus damage is probably worth it. Let's go ahead and learn all of the skills from this class before we really consider jumping over to another one. So what do we want next? Write magical runes in the tiles in front of you that seal and root enemies. That seems fine, not great. So let's pick up Water Scroll. We should probably have all three of our scrolls. And then let's get Vanishing Ink next, because it could potentially save our lives. Alright, we found the last piece of loot. It was a banana bunch. Hey Langdon, how you doing? You found my jelly boo. Don't know what I would do if anything happened to this dumb old goober. Thank you, you're a real gem. I owe you one. Yeah, do you owe me one in like a material sense? Sure, here's some tree seeds that I was already carrying. Thanks, man. I mean, listen, we have an awful lot of empty tree planting areas back in the grotto. Any seeds at all are better than just an empty slot. Okay, so we need to get back up to floor 5 and get back to work here. Back to the work of progression. And honestly, these enemies at this point are weaker than us enough that it's not even really worth fighting them. Did I forget where the stairs are? Okay, they're a little bit further down. Okay, he's marked as easy, not trivial or worthless, so I suppose he still gives an amount of XP that is worth killing him for. But yeah, you can see, we're looking at pretty low values here. What we really want to do is keep... Ooh, what are you? I've never seen one of these before, a water stalker. Well, it's probably not... I keep inflicting vulnerabilities on it and then not bothering to actually use the spells. Listen, when I'm thinking of an enemy as being really easy in my head, it's hard for me to think, oh, let's spend some resources fighting it. Or just like smash it, especially since the smashing is working so very, very well. Alright, this will take us up to the carrot patch. That's not the next floor, that's a nice little side area. Wait. Please take one honor system. You know what? I will take just one. I think that's the first time I have ever not taken all of them. May as well open another Pandora's box. We seem to be cruising through the floors so far. And as soon as he says that, he runs into this thing. The Shadow Grasp Water Stalker, which is resistant to all non-physical damage. Well, good news is we are actually very good at physical damage. It's not like dealing any damage to us at all. It can't seem to get past our defenses. Alright, there's a lion over there, but he's on the other side of some lava. That's actually very inconvenient. Hold on, I should probably just be gliding. At some point, we're going to want to actually pick up a pet that we intend to keep for a while. This is probably a good opportunity for some of this spell casting. But this early in the game, it sort of doesn't matter. We're just kind of like... I guess I should be carrying a pet around so that we can generate XP on the pet. Look at that, we found the very obvious secret area that you can see through a wall. We've also found this bandit enemy who seems to have absolutely no interest in actually fighting me. But honestly, even like the idea of leveling up the pets that we currently have access to feels a little silly to me, because we are totally just going to pick up new higher level pets and then probably never use the fungal frogs again. So let's just push forward. Okay, a frost ring of the wolf. That sounds interesting. Plus 6% damage, yeah, it does that stuff. Plus 15% water damage dealt. So obviously this would be pretty good if we had a weapon that dealt water damage. As it is right now, we just have the one skill. It's probably not worth equipping over our glasses, which are giving us some bonus damage via swiftness. Although... stuff of the wolf is pretty good for us. Yeah, you know what? The of the wolf bonus is probably worth the loss of the stat points. This has plus 2 core stats on it. We also picked up some phalanx hide armor of constitution. Minus damage from melee, but plus damage from ranged. Honestly, I'm not wild about that. All of the most dangerous things in the game deal ranged damage anyway. At least that's my my memory of things. As much as I am driven to always use the thing that is the highest rarity in our inventory, I think it's probably unwise to put that on. Alright, we got these sparks. Look at that. Look at all the whatever it is that the sparks did. Right. Fighting while blinded. Not super easy. You know what actually probably still works just fine while blinded? Spells. Let's do this one. This one. Nope, that's... wait. There we go. I pressed the wrong button. I was trying to do the lightning scroll that whole time. Part of the problem with having customizable hotbars is that things are not necessarily always in the same place, which means that a dumb guy like me can forget which button does what really easily. Alright, so the proper way up almost has to be up here. Well, it could be top left as well. I'm trying to, like, cruise through this really early, easy part of the game so that we can get to the more interesting and thus more fun stuff as quickly as possible. But it is important to have a sense of how the character builds up. Hello, what are you? A laser drone? Okay, he's very evasive. But he does not know how to deal with teleportation. He's lightning immune. So I guess let's hit him with... let's maybe hit him with the shadow scroll. We can get a little bit of shadow vulnerability on him, and if he keeps running away from us, we can just shadow scroll him again in the future. He's actually fairly tough. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use our monster mallet here. He is unusually difficult to fight for an enemy of this level, and that might make him a valuable ally. Bonk. Also, we should probably go back to town and see if there are new rumors available. I guess I haven't actually progressed very much, have I? Okay, there was nothing in that crate. Oh no, there are new rumors. Alright, retrieve the Venom Ring of Explosions and Cleverness. That is a cool name for a ring. It is held by Locke the Cheat in Old Amber Station. Trying to get us upstairs as quickly as possible here. So, you'll notice that last quest was for us to go to Old Amber Station, floor 7. And this one is for us to go to Fungal Caves, floor 7. After floor 6, there's going to be a branch, and we're going to have to pick one way or the other. Or, I mean, you could just do both sides of the branch, I guess. There's not really a lot of reason to do so. So, I guess we'll I think I'm going to pass on this. Let's not take anything that requires us to go to the Fungal Caves path. We're going to do Old Amber Station. Also, there is a scary Aracuda in Cedar Caverns where we just came from. Okay, she's not actually offering anything new at this time. That's fine. Nando, do you have anything? Yes, we are always buying all of the chicken dinners. This is one of the best health restoration items. We're also going to have to remember how to make all the good food at some point. We'll get there. Listen, there's a lot of knowledge that needs to be recovered. Oh, now that you got two critters in the corral, I think it's time we help them get along better. See, monsters don't often share their food unless you cook it with rose petals. Bring a meal cooked with those, and you're guaranteed to build the friendship between two monsters. Way back when, me and Farmer Langdon, we found an empty clearing in Tangledeep that was all pretty and peaceful. And we thought, wouldn't it be nice if we could bring beasties here so they could become friends faster? It's a great idea, but turns out Tangledeep is always more wild than you think it is. It wasn't long before untamed beasts took over the place. Now, if you can get over there, I'm sure there are some rose petals left, but you'll have to watch out for those wild monsters. Okay, Friendship Forest, Cedar Caverns, level 4. Did I miss that, or did the staircase just not exist until we had this conversation? Here, I brought you this monster. His name is... Wait, didn't actually put my cursor in the thing. His name is... Tetrabot. Is that the name of that character from that game? Probably. It was close, at least. Let's have a look at him. So he's miserable, as you might imagine. I just shot a bunch of evil magic at him and then beat him with a hammer. But we can fix this. Why don't we pay for a grooming? Bathe and style my robot. Tetrabot does not like baths. Okay, that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, it doesn't really have that much effect because he's already at minimum happiness. What do robots eat? Do you think it's smoothies? Could be. Let's try it. Smoothie was okay. How about an apple? Apple's fine. You know what robots really love is fish. Fish oil is good for conductivity. No, that's not going to work. A big box of mints to help get that fish taste out of your mouth. Wait a minute. Did that say, was that good? No, it was just okay. And Tetrabot fetched an item. Sometimes when you do stuff for your pets, they will reward you with material goods. Alright, we got to get him to level 3 in order for him to be actually happy enough to come with us. He doesn't really like carrots or cheeses. It may be the case that we have to actually cook food. Bananas? No bananas. How about a leg of turkey? Oh, hold on. He loves legs of turkey. I get it, because it's, organic beings. I get where he's coming from. I also would like to kill all organic beings sometimes. You and me, Tetrabot, we are simpatico. Alright, well let's, he's happy enough to... No, we have to... Yeah, okay, yes, Discontent 3, that's high enough, right? He also brought us some crummy hide armor. I don't know where he got it. But this means that we can bring him out, right? Okay, let's also get some pet insurance. With pet insurance, your pet will come right back here without a scratch if anything bad happens. Dead. Otherwise, if your pet is defeated, they'll come back here, but they'll have 0 happiness and a big old chip on their shoulder. Pet insurance works for any of your pets, but once it's used, you'll need to buy more. I think it's worth having. And then, I guess let's just head out with him. So, somebody told me that you now have a lot more control over your pets than you used to. Hold on, we'll check that out in a second. I forgot. We should plant those seeds that Langdon gave us. Oh, apparently I have another set of seeds that we picked up in the dungeon somewhere. I'm pretty happy about a mighty grain shade. My suspicion is that that's going to it's going to yield for us some things that we have trouble finding in the dungeon usually. And then we may as well check in with Katie Twinkles when we're back in town. She might have something really cool, maybe. Oh, she has a tent. I'll take that for sure. A vanishing studded vest. 25% chance to warp when hit is probably not a good thing for us to have, given that we are reliant on being in melee range of our enemies. I don't want to be warping around randomly. I think that's gonna really work against us. So, let's go ahead and fight a little bit here. Ooh. So Skipper Cheat Sly here has these ice daggers. You can see they have a point. They are pointed in a direction. Each turn, each dagger will move around in the direction it's facing, and they do a fair amount of damage. We don't really want to get hit by all these. Unfortunately, we are being pursued. Okay, smoke bombed, so he's now invisible. I'm gonna maybe heal up a little bit here. So I guess we can still use magic. Let's go ahead and fire off a spell. I know where you are. We could try to back off again. Oh, you know what? This makes me potentially dodge stuff, right? Oh, but it only makes me potentially dodge stuff if I'm standing in the water vapor. Not ideal. Okay, so we'll step into the obscuring mist, I suppose. This is actually a fairly difficult enemy. Alright, as we get them low, they enrage, they roar with power, they get visibly bigger, start doing a hell of a lot more damage, and also our defenses have been broken. Fortunately, brute force solves all problems. Wait, why am I not picking this up? I would really... Okay. Whatever, we don't need it. I would have really liked the energy. Not sure what was up with that. So as you can tell, probably at this point, sometimes enemies just like don't notice you when you approach. You're more likely to draw the attention of monsters if you're wearing like louder armor and stuff. So there is to some degree like a level of stealth that you can engage in. Okay, so we can tell it not to fight things. We can tell it to follow closely. We can tell it to go and kill. All right. We don't need to do any of that stuff right now. We're probably also at enough job points. Yeah, we totally have enough job points. Let's grab Vanishing Ink, because I do love a passive. Alright, so we are 800 total job points away from maxing out this class, so only 600 more. Getting pretty close to the point where we're going to want to start picking stuff up from elsewhere. Actually, I guess if we're going to change classes... hold on a second. Let's reconsider. You only have the innate abilities of the class you actually are at any time, so maybe we don't want to bother picking everything up. If we're just going to change classes to go pick up stuff from somewhere else, we're not going to actually get the benefit of this bonus anyway. Do I actually want these things? Honestly, Forbiddance is probably worth having. Being able to drop a big zone disable in front of us could be really useful. Later on, you can end up with like truly terrifying swarms of enemies, and Forbiddance is a good way of dealing with them. Calligrapher skills gain plus 50% damage for 8 turns on pickup. You know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and get the rest of these. They actually do seem pretty good. Alright, so yeah, this staircase is new. This totally was not here before. Hey look, it's the Friendship Forest. Look at how friendly everybody is. Never mind. Friendliness has come to an end already. You know what I would really like, actually, would be some way of moving enemies around to get them... Get more things adjacent to each other so that we can get maximum benefit out of our whip. It's like in situations like this, we need to change targeting whenever there's an enemy that's adjacent to lots of others so that we can get maximum benefit here. Alright, laser drone. He's gonna be fine. He's got it. I wonder where those rose petals are. Wait, what's that sound? Why, it's some kind of big lizard. Dread the mottled sandjaw. We should probably go ahead and start putting some garbage on the ground. And by garbage, I mean things that buff us when we touch them. Oh no, my poor pet. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of ways of saving the pet. We can throw out our water and hope that the enemy... I don't know if this is actually going to put the vapors in his space, but if it does, it could cause him to dodge a potentially fatal attack. Alright, he got backed off. That's going to have to do. Let's Inkstorm. Try to keep this thing's attention. It's not really doing very much. It's poking us for... I mean, that's a pretty significant amount of damage, but this could be a lot worse. Yeah, we're replenishing. He's not really getting a ton done. We've got this. He has laid down an inconvenient barrier. Ooh, wow, that actually hurt quite a bit. We have 2 charges. I'm gonna Ink Storm here. There we go. We just needed either one of those attacks to land, right? Ha! That'll teach you to mess with me, you overstuffed reptile. I'm the biggest, toughest thing in these woods now. Come on! And then I'm shouting at an empty room. Oh, I don't know what came over me there. It must be this place. It really brings out my wild side. This area is now free of monsters, but it's not free of loot. You've unlocked the Wild Child job for this save slot. You may now start new characters with this job or change to it later. That actually might be a good one for us. Got ourselves a bullwhip and some flask charges, which are always welcome. Okay, so the Wild Child job is definitely a like dual wield melee thing. It might actually be pretty good for us. Might be a good combination with what we've got going now. We'll just eat some turkey. I don't want to commit too hard on healing items, because we're actually not that far off of a level. It's not unreasonable that we could just survive until we level up and get most of our stuff refilled that way. Relatively on the cheap. Seems like our robot wants to fight everybody, though. This is a little bit inconvenient. The enemies are not close enough together, in part because the robot is luring them off. I'm trying to save you, buddy. You just gotta... Stop running away so effectively. Okay, there we go. I got his attention. Unfortunately, the enemies are leaving bombs everywhere. One of the traits that a monster can have is explosive, which does, you know, this thing. Also, my robot pet just bled to death, so that's weird. That's a weird thing that can happen. Alright, we defeated the Crabbid. It just feels like bleeds should be pretty ineffective on a thing that's made entirely of metal, you know? Alright, well, until you have a good, powerful pet, sometimes pets can be more trouble than they're worth. He was a cool idea. I like having a robot friend who shoots lasers at people, but maybe it's just not worth worrying about until we first of all get into a situation where we actually need the friend, and secondly, find a friend who can actually survive on his own for more than like a couple of turns. What have we here? A chilled Bradley the Butcher. Let's go ahead and eat something real quick. There's a button to just take you directly to the food menu. I could have pressed it. I chose not to, on account of I'm done. Okay, well that's a little inconvenient. Fortunately, we have maneuvers. We have some ways of escaping. Oh, I am in fact too low on stamina to do this thing. Well, we do a water blast. We could probably kill this guy pretty easily. Alright, back to the one-on-one. And then I guess it's just spell casting whenever we're blinded and picking up buffs and stuff, waiting for my stamina to come back a little bit. Look at the cowardice. Alright, a Hood of Muscle, I believe, is going to give us plus strength. Yeah, that's actually pretty compelling. Let's maybe put that on over the running shoes. I don't think we need the running shoes all that much. And then, I kind of gotta wait for this stuff to go away. We can break the ice blocks, but as you see there, it does damage. I was just testing to see how much it was, because I couldn't remember if it was an amount that I had to actually be worried about. Turns out, it's more than I would like. Alright, we're not really in a good position here to use any of our scrolls. None of our scrolls will hit both of these enemies in this position. There we go. Let's just herd these guys together a little bit. Get myself into the obscuring mist, and then... Am I not allowed to attack? Oh, I am in fact paralyzed. Okay, well, time to split up in such a way that we can at least shadow orb them both, and then... Your enemies, please die. I'm having a hell of a time actually getting anything killed here. Ink Storm's pretty bad. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna glide away. Let's just make them reposition a little bit. Can't believe this frog is still alive. It's very inconvenient for me. Okay. That's gonna make things a lot easier. See, even against totally normal enemies, sometimes things can get a little out of hand. So he's resistant to all non-physical damage, and also he's going to leave bombs. The bombs are not necessarily a big deal. When he places one, it will take 2 turns for it to go off, so all we have to do is make sure that we are still mobile. If you're fighting something that can root you, and also you get explosives out of it, that can sometimes be a real problem. Fortunately, we're pretty mobile, and I guess we've mapped out the whole floor. Let's go ahead and head up to the exit. Okay, so we got a random lightning shooting bandit here, Billy the Rogue. I'm looking at our XP. There's no way. We're gonna have to eat again. I really want to try to be efficient with our healing supplies, but the level up's just a little too far away, I think, unfortunately. Why did I shoot the electrified enemy with electricity? Why did I think that was a good idea? Alright, definitely trying to set up a backstab on us here. Hey, maybe you could come over here and attempt the backstab. Aha, you fool! That'll show him. So we're looking at 29. I'm debating whether I want to spend the Ink Storm. Yeah, you know what? We'll build up more ink charges. Best to just get him dead. Okay, the Bandit hideout entrance. So we're coming up on our first boss fight here. I am not anticipating that it will be terribly difficult. Wait, where does this go? Riverstone Waterway. You know what? Let's cook something special. We're pretty close to our level up. We don't need to refill our bars. So you can cook a single ingredient here and get a powerful restorative meal in return that you can eat anytime. These are way better than the things we can ordinarily cook. I'm thinking we'll grab some campfire meat. This is a good emergency tool to have around. Sometimes you get yourself into a position where there just really aren't that many things that will save you. And unfortunately, we cannot head... Okay, yes, we can head down. Yeah, there's a whole different starting area. I mean, we don't need to mess around in here. The enemies are mostly going to be too easy to be worth fighting at this point. But that's interesting. I wonder if you start as the other character. I wonder if you come up through the Riverstone Waterway. Alright, what have we here? Bird Boys territory. Uninvited punks will be thrashed. No girls allowed. And then there's an asterisk. We don't get to... Maybe the asterisk is illuminated on this sign over here. The Duke's lunch stash. Ask first before eating. You know, it doesn't say ask before taking. We'll just ask him before we eat it. Ooh, I think I remember ice cream sundaes being very good. Hold on, let's have a look. Yeah, that's a considerable amount of stuff. So, like, relative to a leg of turkey, 196 health. This heals a little tiny bit less health, but also gives back a ton of energy and stamina. And I'm sure we can make these pretty easily. You know, there's a banana in the middle of it and then some ice cream. That seems like a recipe we could deduce. Unfortunately, now we're looking at going into the boss fight. Thought I remembered that there were more guys. We're looking at going into the boss fight before getting this level up. It's alright, we'll tough it out. Right behind the tree line. When I give the signal, that's when you two swoop in and start causing trouble. First, knock that stupid turtle preacher on his shell. That'll freak everyone out enough to let the rest of us start tying up that wordy monkey and dragging his safe off to the nest. Then, when I get my beak around the neck of that Katie Twinkles, wow, that gets actually pretty dark. Hey! I don't like the sound of this. Oh, check it out, bird boys. Looks like someone small and delicious wandered into the wrong glorious throne room. Dibs on her best treasure, but I'll share, because Duke Dirtbeak is the most kind and generous. Let's use this little hatchling as a warm-up before we deliver a much-needed beatdown to those smug jerks at Riverstone Camp. I'm gonna tear you up worse than this garbage rug. Look at it. Look at how bad this rug is. What? This is the best rug! This is the best throne room! The Duke is the best at decorating his nest! I mean, it's full of fire and spikes. I think you've made some serious tactical errors here. We should probably eat up. We can just go for a chicken dinner here. Just let our health start replenishing. So this fight can be a little bit tricky. Wait just a minute, you bird brains forgot to widen that doorway. Now she could set a trap and we'd have to walk right through it. Oh no, he's on to us. Sorry, boss, should you be yelling that out loud? She can probably hear you. Okay, so yeah, obviously that is my plan. Let's try to draw them through the bottleneck and then shoot them with spells once we have them grouped up. Kinda seems like they don't want to group up though. We'll put down some sparks. And maybe some obscuring mist. Unfortunately, it seems like they're too smart to just come charging through the way I would like. Ooh, a small mystery egg. So we can use this mystery egg to spawn a creature, I believe. A temporary assistant. We might actually want to do that here. That may well be worth doing. We're at full brush strokes. So I guess just blowing the Inkstorm is probably a fine thing to do. They didn't kill either of them, huh? I kind of thought it was going to kill both of them, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, that's gone pretty well. Our well-fed status is worn off, so I'm just going to jam another entire chicken dinner into my face real quick. Seems like the Duke's not in any big hurry to come over here and get us. So we've mostly dealt with the enemies. We're back up at half charges. I don't think this is going to be a big problem. And we'll try to heal off some of this bleed. And then I think we can just lay that down. We wait a turn here for... I was waiting for Duke Dirtbeak to step behind his buddy so that we could get a little bit more AoE spellcasting done. Alright, well, now I think it's just us and him. So, no sense not going for an Inkstorm. We should spend the things every time we hit 6. What's my bleeding for? Mild bleeding. We 17 damage per turn. It's not even that really that big of a deal. Let's lay down some spell stuff so we can back off to here. He's gonna keep us moving around with those bombs, so I think it's a good idea for us to lay down buffs all over the place so we can dodge into things. It looks like this worm's a little more wriggly than I thought. No more slacking, bird boys. Let's show this twerp who runs the follies. Is that not... Were you not already fighting at maximum violence? Because I think you should have been. I'll put up our dodge thing. Keep laying down stuff. So he's going to bounce us around too. He likes that. He has this attack that moves him through us. I want to fight him in the mist if possible. So laying down buff items also means that he's just giving us buffs all the time by pushing us around. Do we want to Shadow Scroll again? He's not Shadow vulnerable. It probably does less damage than just attacking does, assuming that our weapons actually hit. Obviously, we do have some chance of just flat missing. We're getting close though. Probably take another flask charge. I'm debating whether I want to eat again. He's pretty close to dead. I think we probably have him. Okay. How is she so strong? She fights just like... No, it couldn't be, could it? That's not possible. She's one of a kind, and you're just some twerpy kid. Ah, bird boys, you let the Duke down. Take wing and await my just but fair punishment. Let's get out of here. I mean, he's not going anywhere. We saw him explode. He's definitely dead. But you know, much like a Super Nintendo game, you can't ever suggest that anybody died, that any real violence happened. I'm sure he was just, he was defeated to flee off screen. How committed are we to the whip thing? Because this would probably be a good time to start taking some strength if we weren't gonna... And we also want crit chance because crits get us more brush strokes. You know what? I'm gonna take another level of swiftness. The downside of swiftness, obviously... Ooh, we found a thing. That was... Wait, what did I just see? There's something powerful about this... What is this thing, anyway? Shiny metal, wires, a couple of tubes. Seems like part of that old machine near the farm back in Riverstone Camp. But it's more than just a hunk of metal. I can feel something inside. A voice? More like a yearning. I think this little cube of metal is homesick. Yeah, okay, yes, it agrees with me. Wait, it agrees with me? That's a little weird. It doesn't matter. I need to take it back to camp. This poor thing has a home, and I know I can help. But obviously, I want to loot the place first. We'll head back after we break all of the stuff in Duke Dirtbeak's house, and then also picked up confusion traps. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think that I've ever seen that item before. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff we've never seen before. Look at that. I'm the king now? I guess he's just the duke. I'm the duke now. This is how royalty works, right? You kill a member of royalty and then you are that guy. Thence and forever. I sent Duke Dirtbeak running, but I have a feeling things are going to get even harder from here on out. If I use that machine in Riverstone Grove, it might help me in the challenges ahead. Yeah, so this is where we have our branch. We could go that way up to floor 7, or over here, this way up to a different floor 7. This is the fungal caverns, as you might expect, given that it's the one that's a cavern. There's a lot of stuff growing in these caves, that's for sure. I don't think the Duke ran this way, but I bet if I push through it I can find a backdoor entrance to his hideout and catch him by surprise. Besides, I bet these old caves are full of treasure, too. We are not interested in the fungal caverns this playthrough, though. We have a good quest that leads us into Old Amber Station, so this is the way we're going to be going. This looks like a bandit hideout, and if the Duke ran anywhere, it's probably here. The direct approach is going to be rough and tumble, but I have to be strong, and I won't back down. If I head this way, I'll be facing a lot of bandits with their tricky magic and quick attacks. Yeah, I'm not afraid of bandits. But, before we pursue this, let's go ahead and go back to town, because we do want to install this thing. The ancient metal cube I found is happy? Yeah, it's excited to be here. Little cube, I think you and I could be friends. Well, okay, yes, I understand you have a job to do. Let's go visit Mir and see what we can do. Also, a fisherman. What is your deal? Won't you sit with me and watch the flowing of the waters? A stream like this is but a child in the grand tapestry of the world. Each thread is its own journey, yes? You sound like you've been on a few adventures. Oh, yes, but I merely go where the rivers take me. You, on the other hand, you seem like one who forges their own path. You would rather swim against the current than drift aimlessly. Tell me, am I right? You're speaking in very vague metaphors. I could agree, I guess. A soul as old as mine has seen forests grow from a single sapling to a mighty jungle. There is much I could tell you about the stories of this land, stories from far beyond Tangledeep. But you must fully immerse yourself in the story. As your mind journeys, so too can your body. Become open to new experiences, and an endless ocean of discovery awaits you. But you've been beyond Tangledeep. What else is out there? I have only tales, explorer. I will tell you one if you are prepared to truly open your mind. If you hold any doubt, you cannot achieve true immersion, and I cannot take you on this journey. You may even find yourself without your equipment, skills, pets, or items. Are you ready to hear my tale? You know what? Yes, I am. I'm very curious about what this is. Very well, I will tell you of the Mountains Ascent. You find yourself at the beginning of a wondrous journey, one full of creatures unlike any you have seen. A relic of untold value sits atop a mighty peak, surrounded by howling winds. That's it. Close your eyes and listen to my words. You can find powerful and unique relics in a wanderer's journey. In this adventure, you must reach the highest floor and defeat the Mystery King there. Unlike an item dream, you may not return to town. Don't worry, we'll find out what item dreams are very soon. You'll find only stairs up here. There is no backtracking. However, you will still find campfire floors every now and then. All monsters here are completely unique, created using a mix of traits, skills, and appearances from other monsters. Observe them carefully to learn their powers and behavior. Okay, that's a very interesting thing. How dangerous are we talking? Okay, so average means that it's the same level that I am. We can probably handle this. I am totally naked. So let's step down here and grab some basic weaponry. Yeah, it's just going to be a whole new thing, huh? Okay, I think I would rather have the dagger in my main hand that has a higher base attack power. The big value of the sword is just the trait, the parry chance up and the riposte thing, and you get the full benefit of that no matter which hand it's in. Alright, let's fight a Ranger Razor Scale. So we don't even have any of our abilities here. Do I have job points? I was given 300 job points. We should probably, like, learn a thing. Lightning Scroll's been pretty good for us. I like Glide a lot. Take Water Scroll as well. And then we'll rearrange. Hold on, I can't. Sorry, I can't move stuff around on this screen. I have to do it here. Wait, how do I get a copy of Glide back? There we go. There we go. Alright, I was trying to move those back to places that they are in our normal game so that I will remember what button to press when I want to glide. Alright, so we just got to make the best of it with whatever we find in here. It's an interesting idea. Splint Mail of Bone Crabs. I actually really like of Bone Crabs as an item trait. It gives you the ability to sometimes summon bone crabs when hit. It is not the sort of thing that requires, you know, like a salve and a special comb. Bull Club, I don't think we really want to use a Bull Club. And bull items are just, like, pretty inconvenient for our strategy. I guess we're going to have to be a little bit more careful with our health since we didn't get to carry any of our stockpiled food items with us. Fool. We've created the bone crab. So bone crabs are great for a number of reasons. They do some damage, and that's fine, but mostly what I like about them is that enemies seem to like to target them a lot. Alright, even more hand wraps. It's possible that I'm being too cautious with our healing items. But honestly, it's such a small amount of XP to the next level. I think I'm going to try to just tough it out if I can. Ooh. Going up against a difficult legendary monster is probably going to ruin that strategy. Wondering if I can run away from him and just lose him. Okay, so that is a Spark Vermin. It shoots lightning. It's good to know. I wonder if we're going to get to carry any of this stuff out with us. Getting 7 XP per monster. Because I should be doing spells. Ow. Okay. He's inflicted us with a trivial poison that drains stamina more than health. And he also has ranged attacks, so it behooves me to get up on him. So one more enemy killed. Yeah, one more enemy killed gets us a level. I really, really don't want to spend Flask if I don't have to. Let's do this, then step into the Obscuring Mist. Okay, there we go. That's how we wanted that to go down. And let's just take Strength in here. Ah, that's annoying. My plan was to run down here and get the loot and worry about those enemies later. I kind of forgot about all of the ranged attacks. Okay, a Monster Mallet, an Iron Claymore of Insect Slaying. Actually, might be a pretty good thing to equip. Oh, it's a two-handed weapon, though. Yeah, I think I'd rather dual wield. The damage output of a pair of weapons is... it's not as good as 2 big weapons, but it is usually better than 1 big weapon. Especially if you have something that mitigates the penalties. As we do. Alright, well we could just leave. Trying to make sure that we're powerful enough to continue forward here. Found ourselves a Pebble Pouch. So a Pebble Pouch is a thing you can equip, and it will give you the ability to throw rocks at people. Okay, we had an open slot. Yeah, so now we have the Throw Stone ability. Tosses a magic pebble that always hits. It has a pretty limited range, but it's nice because it can just target anything within the range, whereas a lot of spells have weird targeting requirements. And sometimes you're playing a class where you just don't have a lot of native ranged attacks. A Pebble Pouch can be very, very useful. I wonder if that legendary is still up here. Or if he despawned. Okay, he is. So he's regenerating. That's not terribly dangerous. Let's hit him with this and then step into it ourselves. Give him the lightning. Coward. Okay. Well, that was not really very good rewards. I suppose we got a lot of job points for defeating him, which is probably worth something. We do need to continue to evolve our build in here. Cloth quiver, obviously not of great use unless you have a bow. We're using a dirk? No, we're using a knife that has way less attack power than this. Do we have any real ranged weapons? I guess we have a sling. Let's go ahead and put that in one of our slots just in case we need it. In case we suddenly need to have a ranged attack for some reason. Oh, that looks interesting. What is the story with that thing? I don't seem to be able to interact with it in any way. And of course, when I say in any way, I mean the one way I can interact with things, which is pressing toward them. Yeah, weird. I was expecting to be able to, like, chop it down, or I don't know, that it would heal me or tell me a story or something. It's just so magical and glowy. Alright, let's pick up some more abilities. We have 400 job points. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I think Inkstorm is pretty great. I wonder how far we have to go up here. I think we're doing pretty good stockpiling resources. Pretty well, I suppose. I should probably start using some of those resources some of the time. Seems like they might have turned down the frequency on the bone crab summons. I remember that being way better than it has been for us so far. Alright, so these monsters look like monsters we're used to, but they have randomly assigned traits. It doesn't seem to be making anything terribly dangerous so far. This one actually, never mind. I was talking some trash, and the game immediately punished me for it. That guy did not want to die. Alright, well, we're picking up an awful lot of garbage here. A purple Aracuda, the sure-footed glutton. Who knows? Who knows what that could possibly mean? That was pretty productive. Oh, what does he hit me with? Losing 25 CT every turn. Alright. That's not really a big deal. See the bone crab doing a fine job of distracting the enemy, so that I'm not the one getting clobbered. These guys are being weirdly cowardly. I guess this is a thing of the enchanter's pet. It wants to back off so that it has time to use its heals. Prismatic Shield of the Wolf. It's a shame we're not really a shield-type class. Kinda want to go see what that sparkling treasure is. We could probably... Hold on, if we get a little closer to this thing, we can glide to the other side of it. And then this is a little bit of a safer way to engage. Kinda hoping he would keep walking forward so that I could hit them both with lightning. Yes, much like that. Okay, it was a citrine. Yeah, if we're not allowed to keep the loot from here, then stuff like citrine that really doesn't have any value aside from selling is just actually worthless. Alright, let's have a quick look through our loot here. Because we have picked up quite a bit of stuff. We got a Battle Mage Knife of Darkness, plus 15% of this weapon's power is added to your spirit power. The attack element is Shadow. It has a chance to add Shadow vulnerable. And also, we already have a thing that can cause shadow vulnerability. This was a good find. The sickle is just a higher power sword. I mean, sure, put that in my offhand. That seems pretty good. And then, yeah, we don't have anything else new that I think is particularly valuable. Holy symbols are definitely interesting. Probably better than the pebble pouch, which we're not using at all. This at least has a chance to do something. I'm never going to need to throw a rock at somebody. And even if I did need to hit somebody with a ranged attack that doesn't have weird targeting restrictions, we have a sling. We just use that. Alright, so where are we at here? Alright, the stairs are bottom right. Probably a good idea for us to wander around and fight stuff to get XP and JP. No, I don't feel like we're wasting our time or anything, but it's definitely a good idea to know where the exit is at least. Oh, what are you? A secret sprite. That is definitely a thing I've never seen before. Alright, he is very resistant to shadow, which is a real shame. And all of a sudden we're on this sort of shadow gimmick. It's also just a tough monster in general. We should probably go get whatever that is. Oh good, more citrines. That mangy insect apparently will destroy a crate for no reason. What did that crate ever do to you, man? We don't really have enough brush strokes to justify using that thing. I guess we just kill it? Our spells aren't actually doing more damage than our melee attacks. We didn't really build for the spirit power. Hey there, gold frog. Please, let me be. It is peaceful here. Whoa, what are you doing here? Many cycles I have yearned to escape the labyrinth of a forgotten item dream. I stumbled through a portal and found myself in Tangledeep. That's incredible, like I literally can't believe that story. Fortune smiled upon me that day. Now I am a Ronin, a wanderer, much like yourself. I'm not going to ask him for gold. He said leave me be. I'm going to leave him be. We're going to make ourselves a little something special. We'll just make ourselves a campfire meat for in here. Alright, we spent the night. Let me be. It is peaceful here. You know what? I'm going to let him. If you ask him for some gold, he gives you some gold. But the man has earned his peace. Words. I have not earned the ability to speak in an intelligible way. Okay, so when he uses elemental shielding, he gets a random resistance, not always the same one. Oh, I don't have Shadow Scroll. We should, get Shadow Scroll. It is 350 JP. Okay, that's a high priority for us. Yeah, him becoming poison resistant is way better for us than him getting Shadow Resist. That's just a whole wasp nest hanging from a thing, huh? I don't like this at all. Kind of taking a lot of damage here. It's a wasp nest that can start fires on the ground. Huh. I mean, that's like some of the value of randomizing enemies, right? You get some stuff you would never design on purpose. Sometimes, that's even a positive thing. Bone crab, eating an awful lot of enemy attention for us. Okay, that's interesting. It pulls you in. I'm thinking we could probably fight it just fine from right here. I'm trying to make sure that we're standing in a position where we can get resist physical is pretty tough for us. Trying to be in a position where I can get my spells to hit as many enemies at the same time as possible. What is even... Common Totem is pulverizing me. Yeah, this is not ideal. We're taking a beating here. Whoa! What has just happened? That's the Common Totem. That's really something. You can't say that's not a big surprise. Okay, well, it's dead now. We got there eventually. He's changed his resistances so that we can stab him to death, which I really appreciate. This is definitely starting to get harder. Where are we at on job points? Okay. Give me Shadow Scroll. Seems like a fantastically useful ability in general. And in particular, here with our current build. Alright, so Shadow Vulnerability, followed by me having to chase you into a corner. Stop running, you coward. Glide is not actually going to take us... Yeah, that's annoying. Stop running. I think we should be able to get him now with this. He's at 21 health. He's not even that low, really. Alright, we don't have any brush strokes, unfortunately. Yeah, the open retreat is pretty strange. Oh, right. If your flask has 25 charges or more, you only get 1 charge from fountains. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of cases where we're around 24 or something, and we end up just using one to regain small amounts of HP. This thing can slow us, which is not a huge problem. The damage output, on the other hand, actually a huge problem. Let's back off, give ourselves some room to eat something. We don't actually have a lot of food. Yeah, the fat pumpkin will boost our flask recovery, but I don't really want to eat the campfire roasted meat. I guess we're just gonna hang out and let the flask recharge us. So I'm losing... Okay, minus 33% all damage is kind of annoying. Obviously. He is at 13% now. We're almost there. That was actually really close. That thing was probably better off continuing to run away. Right here, there's an invisible enemy that is shooting me for an awful lot of damage. Get him, Bone Crab! So okay, the common totem is only visible if you're adjacent to it, and it looks like a huge guy in like a cryogenic stasis thing. Again, randomness, you know? You get designs that you would never have on purpose. A mini Dreamcaster. Current status, small and operational. You're adorable. What do you do? Instructions for usage are as follows. Insert piece of equipment, orb of reverie, and gold into unit. Equipment will be upgraded. An additional magic modifier may be added if possible. Okay, we don't have any orbs of reverie just yet. When we take the that metal cube to the machine near the farm, it's going to unlock the ability for us to find those. So that's a little inconvenient. Right, I'm right about this, right? We don't have any? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's just a little crummy. Okay, that's enough of that. Should probably be shadow scrolling all the time with this shadow knife. And this is one of those situations where we may as well just use the flask immediately. Use the flask to restore just a little bit of health, since we know we're going to pass the 25 threshold pretty soon no matter what. Okay. Where do I think we want to go? I guess we don't actually have any idea. If we were close to, like, the edge of the area, then obviously we could make some guesses as to which direction the actual exit might be in. Oh dear. Okay, so spinning blades have been spawned on top of us. This is looking like it might be a little bit more difficult. Hulking Totem II, the Deathbringer. Resistant to elemental damage, he's a summoner, so he's making crabs, and a blade master, so he makes these spinning blades that move around. This looks like it might actually be a difficult fight. So let's Blade Strike, let's lay out some Shadow Scroll. I might have done that wrong. Maybe I should be trying to bring down the little guys first. In fact, I definitely should be trying to bring down the little guys first. Let's reduce the number of things that are trying to kill me. Man, hold on. Do I have enough points to learn Retort? I do. Retort will be a thing that is useful here. Okay, let's move this way. I'm taking a ton of damage all of the time. I'm already gaining health from my flask. We are maybe going to get to the point where we need the campfire roasted meat soon. He's just restoring energy and stamina. You know what? Let's eat the cheese. That's only going to make us well-fed for a little while. The ones that don't give you health don't prevent you from eating for a super long time. We have 2 brush strokes. I'm just going to retort and then take a swing here. We've almost got this guy. Yeah, getting rid of one enemy is going to be very helpful. Jesus. Okay, it is non-stop here. So we can eat again. I think we had better. There are not a lot of sources of instant health regeneration, so you gotta take them where you can get them. Water scroll here. I'm trying to get rid of that guy as well, the sure-footed glutton. And we're very, very close to being able to teleport out. I don't have any energy left. Ooh, I don't actually have the stamina for glide. That's pretty bad. How long am I? I'm full for 14 more turns, so I can't eat the stamina food. Then we need to carve ourselves a path out of here. Well, that didn't work. Inkstorm costs a ton. We can't do Shadow Scroll, but we could do the other scrolls. Alright, I'm going to move up to here and just kill that guy manually, and then we can get over there, hopefully, and get some stamina back this way. The bone crabs don't actually hit that hard. It's mostly this guy's ranged attack and the other enemies that were really getting us. So now that that's dealt with, I feel a little bit better. We need... trying to stand in a place where I can get multiple enemies, hit him and multiple other enemies with the lightning scroll. I guess it doesn't really make sense to do that because he's resistant to elemental damage. We just need to keep blasting him with melee attacks. And keep the flask rolling at all times. And also be very careful about the spinning blades and also all of the other stuff that's happening here. So we're not hitting him super hard with our main hand, but you can see it's still doing as much damage as our offhand weapon because it is just generally a strong weapon. Jesus. Well. Huh. It says here, retort does not take a turn. We definitely used it and a turn immediately passed. Alright, I need to get out of here in a place where a blade is not immediately going to intersect with my face. And let's eat some cheese. Could really use some more stamina. He's at 37. We're getting there. I need to get him to move around his buddies here. Okay, this is an opening. Make sure the flask is running. 6%. Okay, we got there. Oh, an Orb of Reverie. Okay, well, let's, we could just run away, because these guys are all summoned, and they will eventually just, disappear. I think that's my plan. I'm just gonna let them vanish naturally. Alright, got ourselves a totally normal scimitar, and then an Orb of Reverie, which we could use in the Tiny Dream Machine. Maybe we may as well, right? Upgrade one of my pieces of gear. Let's say this knife that I think is totally sick. Selecting a Lucid Orb or Skill Orb will grant the magical modifier attached to that orb. Okay, you know, game systems. Alright, Battle Mage Knife Plus of Darkness. It's up to 224 power. It also does plus 20% damage to insects, you know, just in case that ever comes up. And that was our first, like, actually difficult fight. Let's try to get to the end of this little Mountains Ascent before we call it for the day. A Frost Ring of Muscle. So that increases the amount of water damage that we do. But it'll also give us strength. What's the hood doing for me? Plus 15 health. You know what? I'm going to equip this over the Holy Symbol. The -1 damage from physical and 15 health is probably better than the Holy Symbol thing. But yeah, plus 10 strength is actually really nice. And it does affect one of our scrolls. So you can see here the value of having... The biggest value of good food is that it allows you to have 2 health regen effects running at the same time. And since almost all health regen is non-instant, it can be very, very helpful to have multiples running at once. Alright. Bone crab doing what bone crabs are built for. Yeah, I have no idea how close we are to the end of this thing. Honestly, I should probably not bother casting spells on enemies when we're not at full energy. Just so that we are at full energy when we run into an enemy that we could really use it against. So hey, this seems pretty good. Hammer of Beast Slaying and the Wolf. Maybe we offhand that for a while. The Nodachi is a 2-hander, yeah, so... It's a big, that's a big hammer to be able to wield one-handed like that. And still more floors. Well, I think we've done some good work here. Let's just grab whatever's on the ground here. Ooh, a bag of grain. Found ourselves one of these. May as well do that, because we're going to be at 26 charges either way. And then, here, let's go ahead and cook another campfire meat, since we had to use our last one. I feel like I'm ready-ish for whatever the next floor may bring. Hopefully, the end of this thing, because I would like to see what that reward is. I think I'm just going to take strength. Like, almost all the damage we're taking here is physical. And let's grab Tea Leaf. Restoration of our very valuable spellcasting abilities. Probably pretty important. What are you? A sturdy totem. You know, aren't all monsters really just totems when you think about it? No, the answer is no, but they like to say that they are, I guess? Okay, I'm standing in a fire. Probably ought to do something about that. You look important. Nope, okay. Just a common totem. For some reason, on this floor, they're not invisible. I guess I have no idea why they were invisible before, so I can't really act like that's weird. There is yet more. And to be honest with you, I was expecting this to be a pretty brief little thing. Alright, fortunately, most of these enemies are, at this point, pretty soft. We're getting to the point where we are outscaling the dungeon a little bit. Check out all the very magical trees and stuff. So hold on, we have a better ranged weapon now. This does 188 fire, this does just flat 193. Crits bounce to another enemy for 50% damage. Wow, that seems actually really good. Alright, this is going to be my emergency ranged weapon now. Also, there's a merchant of some kind. Orlando. I carry all sorts of goods. Food, armor, weapons, knickknacks, you name it. Well, this is probably not real money, so we may as well spend it on stuff that is also not real. Sets traps that emit disorienting gas. Okay. Confusion trap seems like an okay thing. Ooh, let's get some mint herb brew. This is good emergency healing supplies. And then a lucky shock ring of familiars and loyalty. Not really my thing. Ooh, wow, check this out. They're selling some really interesting stuff here. I guess it's because none of this is permanent, right? We're going to come out of this not carrying any of it. So what is the wrap? 25% chance to reflect magic projectiles, 50% chance to summon thorns when struck, you cannot be paralyzed. Yo, that seems real good. It doesn't have any resistances on it, and it won't make me bone crabs. But it seems pretty good. Energy spent is converted to stamina. Well, part of it. You know what? These aren't even that expensive. So this is a... what is this? Oh, it's a quiver. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna buy this too. You found the wrap. Dorito seemed confused. Then I was stuck into a boundless dungeon and couldn't find a bathroom, and I woke up holding this. Huh. So keep the relic in this journey. It will disappear when the journey ends. Or receive the relic after beating this journey. Okay. I think I would rather receive the relic after beating this journey. Let's have it outside in the outside world. So it will become legendary light armor, which does all those things. Yeah. Okay, so we find relics in here, and they just become powerful, basically normal magic items afterward, once we get out of the thing. And we still have our... Yeah, that means we didn't actually get it, but we still have our other ring. For some reason... Oh, because they switched items. Alright, hold on. First of all, let's equip this over our hood. And secondly, let's switch back to the dagger. And if I... Wait, no. Equip you in slot 1, equip you in the offhand, and then pair you with the current weapon. Okay, so if we switch to the crossbow, it unequips our offhand because this is a two-handed weapon. But now that I've paired them, when we switch back to this, it should re-equip our hammer. Let's just go ahead and start laying stuff out. Okay, good. He's an illusionist. Well, the good news is illusions take way more damage than the normal one, so we can burn them down really quickly. Much like that. Alright, well now we know which guy is the real guy. Let's jump out of the poison gas and... Damn it! He's doing a really good job of evading me. Hey, look at that. We figured out which one's real. Wait, these... What did I just take damage from? Ah, there he is. This monstrous auger bug. Very hard, elemental resistant. I'm not too worried about it. I'm a little worried about the defense down, but I guess he would actually have to hit me for that to do anything. He hasn't dealt any damage to us yet. Okay, doesn't seem all that tough, frankly. Yeah, these things are just like packed with loot. It is very easy to level up in here. It's a shame we're not going to carry almost any of this back with us. Except for our legendary light armor. Yeah, we need the stamina. We actually have a ton of job points now, probably. Not a ton, but Muse of Melee seems pretty good. Yeah, Muse of Melee combined with a weapon that does elemental damage seems very potentially powerful. A lot's going to come down to sort of how the randomness turns out for you. We haven't gone down here yet. That's right, it's possible that it will never cause vulnerability of the correct type, or that it will overwrite vulnerabilities of the correct type. Because it seemed to be the case that the enemy can only... any particular enemy can only have one vulnerability from it at a time. We saw it get swapped earlier. So we should probably go break that box. Okay, totally not worth the detour. Ooh, check out these guys. Aggressive nesting vermin. Maybe one of the worst phrases in the English language. Yeah, I definitely feel like we are starting to outscale the area a little bit. You can see we're not really taking any meaningful damage at this point when we fight most things. I am ready to fight the king of this place. Are you the king? You are Breaker Soleth the Overpowering. Chilled, regenerating. Apparently there is yet another floor. Well, we should definitely kill this guy. He will have loot for us. Feels like continuing to gain strength is probably the smart way to do this. Yeah, I'm just not taking any damage at all. Like, to a degree that feels like... At first I thought it was just like, hey, we're really getting there. Now I'm wondering if, maybe something is broken? So I definitely should be taking non-zero damage from some of this stuff, right? Oh, I didn't quite have the distance to make it over to him. There we go. Okay, I took some. Yeah, a lot of stuff at this point is hitting us for 0, though. Let's, I guess just climb up to the next level? We could try to be more thorough, but it doesn't seem like we maybe necessarily need to be. Oh, fancy meeting an adventurer like you here. This is the perfect place to get some work done. Nice and quiet, and you're sandwiched between infinite floating plains of monsters. What are you working on there? You might say I've got a lot of irons in the fire. Haha. Nothing? Oh, my kids love that one. Anyway, I take gems and smelt them into accessories. It's a bit unpredictable, but if you got a gem I can show you, I certainly do. He made us glowing sturdy boots of agility. I'm not sure that we actually need glowing sturdy boots of agility. And we have that ribbon, right? We're unlikely to unequip that. What's our other accessory right now? Frost ring of muscle's pretty good. We don't really need the swiftness here. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with these. Alright. So somewhere at the top of this, there's supposed to be a special enemy, right? Almost want to just, like, skip ahead. We should explore. More flask charges and stuff. I guess, but, like, so much of what we pick up here I'm expecting not to come with us anyway. It's pretty much just about the relics. I guess we should look around because we could find more merchants who could potentially sell us more relics. And also, I mean, it does matter a little bit. This is a really goofy looking snake. It does matter a little bit that we prep for fighting the king of the place. Frost Scale Woodland Jerkin of Treasures. Well, you know what it doesn't do is summon bone crabs. Oh wait, there is a sparkle. You know, in a sense, there's some parts of the picking up lots of loot experience that are somewhat diminished in excitement by the fact that the loot's not real. And I will not actually be able to use it in the other parts of the game. Okay, I think we found everything of value here, really. I suppose I should go break that one pot so that it can give us like 40 gold. Okay, it was 100. That's more. That's more than I said. You got me there, game. Did we check up here already? Yeah, we've been everywhere on this floor. I'm surprised at how many floors there are here. A traveler. I've not seen one like you for a long time. I am Ralja and Seal, a humble wandering chef. Would you like to hear 2 of my finest recipes? Yes, absolutely. Fruit bowl is 2 pieces of fruit. Spicy tacos is chili pepper, grain, meat, or fish. Hopefully we can carry that information out with us. I mean, I can certainly just remember that, but it does note your recipes in your book here, and I hope that we maintain that information in our book so that I don't have to remember it because my memory's terrible. I guess actually vanishing ink is probably the next thing we want. And we'll get some campfire fruit. We probably don't need more roasted chicken. We have here just a normal auger bug. There's got to be a top to this thing somewhere, right? Alright, let's figure out where the hell we're going here and get out of here. We're being told that this area is more difficult than the ones we've been in before. It says hard right up there in the corner. And I suppose I'm taking actual damage some of the time. You know, so some of the time it feels a little bit harder. Alright, anything cool? Nope. Shark tooth cleaver. Just a lot of gray quality items. It's weird that the storyteller has bothered to include this level of detail about every object that he found during his travel. A leather cap of treasures. Also not good. Okay, hey, that looks significant. The strength is serving us very well so far. It's a statue of a mighty protector, master of every armor and shield. There is a benevolent aura permeating the flow here, as if he wants me to obtain a fragment of his knowledge. Yeah, absolutely do that. I've gained light armor mastery. While wearing light armor, your movement abilities have a 1-turn lower maximum cooldown. That's pretty cool. We are not wearing light armor, right? I think we're wearing medium. No, this is heavy, in fact. Well, if we find some cool light armor, I guess that's encouragement to put it on. You can learn those armor mastery skills in the normal game, and I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to do so at some point. Up to the 9th floor, I mean, okay. And immediately up to the 10th? I mean, honestly, let's just go. We can see, like, a bunch of treasure chests right over there. We should probably hit these first. But it doesn't feel to me like there's a lot of value in messing around at this point. The loot that we're getting isn't really a lot better than the loot that we already have, and let's make sure that we remember to learn the passive that we want. But I think let's just keep continuing upward here. Should probably not just stand in the Water Mamba's effect, but I'm not taking any damage from anything, so why not? I am remembering correctly, aren't I? Did you say that there was effectively a king of the story that we had to go and defeat? We get to the end of the story somehow. It can't just let you climb upward forever, especially not taking effectively no damage. This thing is extensive, though. I guess we will know in the future to start these at the beginning of new episodes instead of partway through them. I thought it was going to be like 4 or 5 floors tops. The jungle python is just like teleporting around desperately trying to get me to pay attention to it. Look, I'm doing so much damage to you. You know you want to fight me. The cruelest thing I could do would just be to ignore him. So maybe that is what I should have done. Okay, a weapon mastery statue. Alright, we're taking some damage now. Look at me actually trying a little bit. Sure, teach me a weapon mastery. I learned... Oh, interesting. He didn't teach us a weapon mastery. He taught us a bunch of new skills. So let's have a look at these. Flying Kick and Suplex and Fighting Spirit. Each attack while unarmed adds a stack of confidence, increasing damage and defense. While unarmed, critical damage increased significantly. So we can't do Suplex unless we have open hands. It's a lot of damage. We can, however, just do Flying Kick, and I kind of like our weapon. I think we're going to ignore a bunch of what we picked up there, but that Flying Kick is totally potentially useful. Honestly, it didn't actually do better damage than just the normal melee attack does. Aha, we found him, the Mystery King. Well, one of these guys is the Mystery King anyway. Alright, let's try to take advantage of the bottleneck here. Well, he makes it pretty obvious which one is the real one when he puts up his illusion, or when he puts up his barrier, rather. So let's tap him with the scroll here. I would like to get through his shadow resistance if we can. He's Flying Kick to the other side of him. It's a little bit annoying. And I guess he's... The part about this that's really a bummer is that he keeps moving so that his barrier is between him and us. I don't know why I'm even bothering to clear these guys out. How are we doing on him? He's still at 47%. I mean, we're not in any danger at all. To the point where I might just ignore everything that's going on here and mash toward him with our melee weapons. Okay, we did it. Boss defeated. The Mystery King has been defeated. This journey will end when you use your magic portal. Those guys will despawn. At an Orb of Reverie, we picked up the Indomitable Cutter of Kumakan, a legendary axe. A cutter I discovered when a merchant was carrying a pet from the corral. What a dream! I'm assuming that these descriptive lines are assembled procedurally. What am I doing? None of this stuff's real. Why am I even bothering to take this? Upgrade my gear. Upgrade this pretty ribbon. Hooray, pretty ribbon plus. Okay, let's get out of here. You did say just use your teleporter to go home, right? Okay. The ancient metal cube I found would still like to be back here. So, let's have a look at... We managed to bring home this relic. We also brought home... that armor, right? Didn't they say it would appear outside? Well, we have this axe. It is a one-handed axe. So it hits all adjacent enemies, as axes do. Whips hit all enemies that are adjacent to the target. Axes hit all enemies that are adjacent to you. On crit, it lowers enemy defense at less than 25% health, less than or equal to. Regenerate 4% max health per turn. That seems incredibly powerful. Immune to poison and bleed. 8% chance to hit on charm. Wow. What an extremely good one-handed axe. We are definitely going to use this. This does mean that we probably want to start focusing on strength again a little bit, but holy crap. Yeah, the weapon power is 371 compared to the 158 and 162 we're currently equipped with. Like, holy crap, what a better item than the items that we have been using. I think we experienced a bug there that was beneficial to us. That there's no way, the reward being as good as it is, that we were supposed to have such an easy time with that. But that's a thing we can ponder later. For right now, I should probably move on to the next thing I have to do today. So that's going to be it for us for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, for probably more real weird stuff. Tangledeep's just a weird game. And we'll see you then.